Donald Trump's campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, will not in the end actually be prosecuted for battery over his altercation with the former Breitbart reporter Michelle Fields. Palm Beach County State Attorney David Ehrenberg did not comment on Lewandowski's case on Wednesday, but told Politico last week that local police in Jupiter, Florida, where the charges were filed, have a lower standard for probable cause in battery cases. And he said, we have a higher standard to go forward with a prosecution. So after that whole ordeal, the whole rigmarole, he was charged but will not actually be prosecuted. What do you guys think?
Is there a higher standard? It's got to leave a mark.
I guess. I mean, it did leave a mark. It did leave a mark. I don't know.
It left a mark. How much more a higher standard? A security thug grabs a woman, yanks her, leaves a bruise for no reason. I guess that's okay now.
Yeah.
I guess you can yank women in Florida and leave bruises on them, and then that doesn't raise that's not a prosecutable offense in Florida. So that's what they're saying. It's open season now. You can leave bruise. That's not bad enough. Yeah. Is there blood? I guess there has to be blood.
I guess there's got to be blood, broken bones.
Yeah.
What that is, and so it's bad enough to arrest the guy and charge him, but you're not going to prosecute him. Why wouldn't you prosecute him?
I wonder what would happen if you yanked a cop in Florida.
No,
maybe charges, maybe.
They have a high standard.
Maybe.
And I would say Florida, the most reasonable
or just said no.
Yeah.
There it is right there.
You can be beaten in Florida if you don't grab a cop's taser and tase yourself. If you make him do it, he'll beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
That would be a great option. Listen, there's two ways this can go. You can either tase yourself or I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Look, I think people would have been pissed, but I could understand if they had said, we've reviewed the evidence and it doesn't look like it rises to the level of what is typically prosecuted for battery. But to say there's a higher standard for evidence, we have it on video. We can see it. She took a photo right afterward. We can see it. The evidence is there. The only person who doesn't accept that evidence is Donald Trump, and we know why he says there's no evidence. So the evidence is not in question.
So do you think the Palm Beach County State Attorney David Ehrenberg, do you think he wants a spot in the Trump administration maybe? Or?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's possible.
Why wouldn't you prosecute somebody who assaulted a reporter on videotape?
It might be possible. Maybe they think, considering how politically charged it is, they have a personal bias against getting involved because they think that it might end up hurting their careers. I honestly don't know. Now, looking at what actually happened, my first reaction and what I've sort of felt, I mean, I could go either way. I believe that what should have happened is Corey Lewandowski and perhaps Donald Trump should have immediately apologized, said that they're not going to do that in the future, and they could stop pulling on people, which, by the way, Corey Lewandowski did not stop doing it. Right after pulling Michelle Fields, he also yanked on a protester. And I felt like that would probably be enough, considering the level of the altercation and everything. And it turns out, behind the scenes, there were people involved in this case that actually agreed with me. So Michelle Fields, initially reacting to the revelation that there won't be a prosecution, says, "Prosecutor's office told me they would inform me of decision tomorrow. If report's true, guess they decided to leak to reporters first. Ugly." And we find out from Katie Tur, inside source tells NBC News state attorney tried to cut deal where Lewandowski publicly apologized to Fields. Sources say Fields agreed, but it's unclear if Lewandowski did. And that was cleared up later on by Michelle Fields, who says, "For those asking, Office of Prosecutor asked 2 weeks ago if I'd be okay with an apology from Corey. I said yeah, but haven't heard back about it." So they were given, and this was brought up at a town hall to Donald Trump, they were given the out of simply apologizing to a woman, and they declined it. They didn't want to do it. He didn't respond, and he got lucky. Thankfully, there won't be prosecution for him.
Well,
I wonder,
all he had to do was apologize.
One of those people in this dispute has more political power than the other in the state of Florida. I wonder who.
It turns out.
It's not Michelle Fields.
If you bump into someone, you apologize. If you yank on them?
Well, it's funny that you say that because the statute actually reads, the offense of battery occurs when a person actually or intentionally touches or strikes another person against the will of the other. That's it. End of sentence.
That does seem like the standard should apply.
He actually and intentionally touched or struck, he yanked her, left a bruise against her, clearly against the will of her.
Yeah.
So it obviously rises to the standard. of a prosecutor. And by the way, if you got a judge trial, he would definitely convict this guy.
Yeah.
Because they don't care about they just care about the elements, that it reached the level of the statute, which it obviously does.
Yeah.
So a jury trial, the guy might get off. But if it was a judge trial, he wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, you're forgetting about the pen that we have heard from Donald Trump.
He might have been a bomb.
A lot of reporters carrying around bomb pens.
She had a bomb pen?
She had a bomb pen.
She had a bomb. Well,
you got to be, you got to be on the lookout for that.
She says it's just a pen, but I didn't get a good look at it. It looked like it could have blown up at any second.
And they lied about it happening. Like, it's obvious that they lied. So they're already lying. And, do you think that would piss off the prosecutor that they're lying? They're lying to the cops. They're lying to us. They lied.
Yeah.
And then we found out that they lied. Isn't that already an offense?
And they were attacking the police in the media immediately after he was charged. They were attacking them. And from start to finish, it was seemingly from the outside, it was handled as poorly as it possibly could be. That it happened in the first place, that they denied it when they knew that there were video cameras. They alleged that she has a history of making false claims and that she might just be hysterical, playing into obvious tropes of sexism stereotypes from the past. And then when given the opportunity to talk, to at least admit that your guy shouldn't have done that, Donald Trump says no. They get the out to apologize. They say no. And so it seems like they've handled it as poorly as possible, but of course they're going to get off with no actual jail time. And to their followers, this is exactly the way that they should have handled it.
In all fairness, there wouldn't have been any jail time, even if he was prosecuted.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that there should have necessarily been jail time, but he will face no consequences as a result of this.
And they did everything but call her a slut.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And this is exactly what their fans want to see. They don't care that woman was a conservative journalist from a site that is massively in support of Donald Trump. They didn't care. It's a woman making a claim against a powerful man, so she's obviously a hysterical slut, and she should go off and lose her jobs, and it doesn't matter. And in the end, she's the only person who was harmed by this. She lost her job. A couple of other people from Breitbart lost their jobs. She lost her position on Fox News. Nothing's going to happen to Corey Lewandowski. And so this is what happens to people who go within the orbit of Donald Trump and his inner circle.